Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 8 of the MBA. You may be wondering why I haven't been uploading as recent, and that's because I ended up with 2 forfeit wins in a row. So, not a lot of content for your boy, but we are guaranteed playoffs now. Uh, Last week, I didn't really mind too much having the forfeit win, as I had a very bad sickness. So, feeling better, ready for the match, and let's go into it. So for week 8, we are going against Devenger, coach of the East Texas Mean Green. And on your screen is the matchup. We had a little bit of change to our team. So if you remember before the forfeit win break, we dropped Mesprit and Wizcash. Well, dropped Wizcash and traded Mesprit for Screamtail to Greedy Dog. And then I decided to try and somewhat patch some holes in the team by dropping our Terracloth, which I still think Terracloth is one of the better Terra Captains that we allow in this. But with the team that I already have, Gogoat was just coming pretty much every week instead, and it wasn't being considered. So I decided to drop that Terracloth and pick up Terracarcol, which I think is a pretty strong Terra Captain. Very bulky with Eviolite, and then it can have access to Rapid Spin, gives me more removal, and then War Turtle, which was the only other removal in that tier, which at 3 points, which I just grabbed. So my team consists of Zoroark-Hisui, Screamtail, Klefki, Araquanid, Kilowattrel, Overquill, Mega Glalie, Stunfisk, Terragogoat, Terracarcol, and War Turtle. While my opponent's team consists of Moltres Galar, which I think is one of the strongest 18 pointers we allow, paired with a Basculegion female, so a very strong offensive synergy with Dark and the Ghost. Shaman, Taurus Blaze, Gardevoir, Terrazeb Striker, Terrapidgeot, Orthworm, Frostmoth, and Dracovish. A very strong team. Got a lot of very tough mons. Sniped me of that Taurus Blaze. Love Shaman. Gardevoir is normally considered one of the top dogs of low tier. They're not really in this league. I feel like people underestimate it a lot, but it's really powerful. Terrazeb Striker is a very strong Terra Captain. Terrapidgeot, I'm not too sure of. It's got a decent speed tier of 101, but otherwise I don't really see it coming. Orthworm into me, if it's like hazards or just an iron defense body press set, is really good. Frostmoth can be really annoying with like a Quiver Dance set, which could get out of hand. And then Dracovish, it's complex so that it can't have Fish's Friend, obviously, or it would be way too broken for low tier. But it's very good into me as it just completely walls my Araquanid. So I do think that comes as well. But let's get into this team. Before I say that, I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. There's currently a little bit of construction going on in my house. I'll try and fix it in editing, but I don't know how successful I'll be with that. So first mon, Kilowattrel. We are expert belt this week, competitive as our ability. We are just a max timid set with Air Slash, Thunderbolt, U-Turn, and Roost. Air Slash is come because the last time I brought Kilowattrel, it missed 4 Hurricanes in the game and almost lost me the thing. And then when I was actually looking in calcs, I didn't need Hurricane. Air Slash was picking up those 2 KOs or KOs that I needed. I'm not the biggest fan of max sets, which you've probably realized with these weird EV spreads that I do. But it was actually optimal for this week, as it guaranteed outspeeds a modest Scarf Basculegion female by 1 point. And then I needed that mass special attack to OHKO a no-bulk Basculegion female with T-Bolt. I can 2-hit KO a max HP Orthworm with T-Bolt. An air slash kills a no bulk Tauros, and then I can 2-hit KO a max HP, max Spudeath Moltres Galar with T-Bolt. U-turn just for a bit of momentum, and then Roost to try and keep myself healthy. We're actually competitive. He does have a very good check to Kilowattrel in the Zeb Striker. But I feel like the Zeb Striker does have to be a Terra which can beat down Kilowattrel, so I feel like it'll be a Terra Ice set if it does come. There are other sets that it can win. It could be like Terra Ground, Terra Fire, stuff like that, which is not too bad into the rest of my team. But I feel like Terra Ice is the most obvious set. Um, so I'm kind of trying to fool him into thinking I'm Volt Absorb and not hitting me with electric type attacks, where I'm actually competitive, which is for if he brings the Tauros to try and get that int him down, and then I get a +2 special attack, or if the Shaman seed flares into me and I can get that Spudeath drop into having the higher special attack. So I feel like this can be a really strong mon. It just depends what pieces are around. It kind of struggles with stuff like Dracovish. We can deal with Orthworm, but if it is Spudeath, a little annoying. And that Zeb Striker obviously just kind of walls us. Next, we are bringing our Arachna this week with a Covert Cloak. Water Bubble's our ability. We have 176 HP, 236 attack, 96 defense with a Brave Nature, Sticky Web, Liquidation, Surf, and Mirror Coat. The HP stat is just so it's divisible by 4 minus 1, so I can take 4 lots of rocks and still have 1 HP left over. The attack is to Oko a no-bulk Zeb Striker and Gardevoir with Liquidation, and the surf is to 2-hit KO a max HP Orthworm, as well as a Tauros. As if Intimidate props, Liquidation doesn't kill, so surf is there to do that. The Covert Cloak is mainly there for the Shaman. I don't want to like Spudeath drop, and the Moltres, as I don't want to be flinched. We do have the Mirror Coat, because we can take a hit from, pretty sure it was a 252 modest. I don't know if a hurricane, but if it was like air slash, I think I lived, and then I could mirror coat and do a lot of damage to that glaring Moltres. When it does struggle a little bit, because of that Dracovish, which is why I'm more of a. I am offensive, but I'm kind of a bulky set. This is not something that's meant to break the entire team. I mainly want webs up, as although kind of clunky speed tiers on my opponent, they are very good into me. Especially like around the 90 of Moltres and like the 200s, they can be really annoying for my team. So if I can get Sticky Web up, that's good. I don't know if I'll prioritize Sticky Web, because I won't be leading Araquanid. I'll probably be leading Kilowattrel. I don't want to lead Araquanid as I feel like just a lead Galarian Moltres, I just auto lose. Especially if it's like set up. Next up, we have our Klefki. Klefki is kind of our wall to the G Moltres. We are Ockerberry, Prankster is our ability, max HP, max defense, with an Impish nature, T-Wave, player off, light screen, and toxic. We always light screen on the G Moltres, and then we just try and play rough it down. The Ockerberry is there for a Tauros, as well as our max HP, max defense, try and live those hits. I didn't want to be double screens this week because he could bring the Tauros Blaze with a Raging Bull, and it just kind of destroys my entire process. T-Wave is there to slower the Basket Legion female, the Tauros, the Gardevoir, and the Frostmoth if needed. Toxic is so we can actually have something that whittle down that Dracovish, that like Zeb Striker, Shaman, if it wants to try and stay in on me. But I feel like mainly it's just we're going to be clicking light screen and then landing our player offs, hopefully. But this is a very good mon to check that very scary glaring Moltres. Next up, we have our Screamtail. I've tried to bring it offensive 2 weeks that I got forfeit wins. Let's hope it's the third week lucky. So we are Booster Energy Speed. 248 HP, 76 special attack, 8 SPDF, and 176 speed with a timid nature. We are Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Fireblast, and Psychic Noise. I did make a slight mistake as I wanted to change it last second to Stored Power, and then I didn't. So that's fun. At a +2 special attack, D-Gleam kills a Dracovish, Fireblast will OHKO the Orthworm, and then the speed is for a Adamant Scarf, Zeb Striker. So if it is not adamant, it will outspeed me. Um, yeah, it's just here. If I'm like behind a light screen, even easier for me to set up. Just clicking Calm Minds and trying to essentially sweep, I guess. Take out the stuff that threatens me. If it's like Frostmoth, Orthworm, Taurus, and yeah. I feel like I kind of pigeonholed this set in, but I've wanted to use offensive Screamtail as I think it's a very strong offensive threat in low tier. So I'm excited to see it. Next up, we have Gogoots. We are Pasho Berry, Sapsifero's ability. We are Terrifier this week. 136 HP, 96 attack, 48 defense, and 228 special attack with a brave nature. We are Terrablast, Hornleech, Bulker, and Playrough. We are higher in special attack by 1 point. What this actually allows me to do is that when I Terra, my Terra Blast Fire will be special. And with that, I have a 93% chance to OHKO a max HP Orthworm. However, that is the only good set for special, really. Which is why we also bulk up, because as soon as I bulk up once, that becomes a physical attack, which means I can definitely OHKO the Frostmoth with physical Terra Blast Fire. I can OHKO a no bulk Terra Ice Striker as well, whether it's special or physical. At +1, I can OHKO a Basket Legion female with a +1 Hornleech, as well as yeah, I need the +1 +1 attack in Terra Fire Blast to OHKO the Frostmoth. If I am that special, the ice scales will make it live. Iron Passion Berry just as a little bit of a I guess you can say lure to the Basket Legion female, or just to try and get some damage off and not die. I don't know how early I'm gonna try and Terra this mon. I think it depends on what is led and what happens. I feel like I'll have to do it pretty early if we see the Orthworm, but I feel like Orthworm's really good into me and will probably come. And finally, we have our Overquill. We're Assault Vest, Intimidate as our ability, 232 attack, 76 SPDF, and 200 speed with Adamant Nature, with Poison Jab, Gunk Shot, Crunch, and Liquidation. The attack allows me to 2-hit KO Shaman with Poison Jab. That is like max HP, max defense. We can 2-hit KO and max HP Galarian Moltres with Gunk Shot. We have a 75% chance to OHKO a no bulk Basket Legion with Crunch. I wanted the Poison Jab and Gunk Shot because Poison Jab actually OHKOs most God of War sets. I don't want to be relying on Gunk Shot to hit those. Gunk Shot can, I believe, OHKO a offensive Shaman, or just like not max. So that might be my click in there. A liquidation is just kind of a little bit of coverage to try and hit something else on the team hard. I don't remember what specific mon. It was probably the Taurus, but I'll be intimidated down. So to occur maybe, or just good chip. So that is my team for this week. Some of it was pretty rushed. Like the Max Klefki. I pigeonholed this, and then the Go-Go, which is why the Go-Go doesn't actually guarantee OHKO the Orthworm. I think I just wanted to use the tech of having it physical and special. So yeah, that is going to be my team for this week. The 6 mons I think my opponent's going to bring. I think Orthworm is definitely coming, like I said. I think Dracovish comes. And then if I had to guess, it'll be Taurus Place, Gardevoir, Moltres G, and it'll rather be Zeb Striker as like a Terra Ice or Basculegion female. So yeah, I'll see you into the battle. Okay, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a post-com this week, as I just didn't really feel like recording, if I'm perfectly honest. And I was I was talking to friends while we are doing this, which you might actually see a massive blunder that I make at the beginning of the game, uh, because I'm distracted talking about mod stuff with like the server, the Discord. So my opponent brings Shaman, Zeb Striker, which was Terra Ice, Galarian Moltres, Basculegion Female, Frostmoth, and Gardevoir. I was very shocked to see not only no Orthworm, which I think did really well into me, that was my opponent's only hazards, as well as no Dracovish, which completely walled my Araquanid. So that incredibly shocked me. We were going with the same game plan of leading with Kilowattrel. It should outspeed everything. I could just U-turn out or get a really hard hitting T-Bot or Air Slash. So we're going to lead, and my opponent leads Shaman. This is quite interesting. I don't particularly know what lead my opponent was expecting me to bring, whether because I feel like a lot of people assume, oh, he's going to lead a right coordinator and try and sticky web, which would have been the play. However, he has that uh, very scary Galarian Moltres, which is just a nuke or just sets up and sweeps against my entire team, which is why I led Kilowattrel. So I'm just going to click Air Slash as my opponent does switch out into Gardevoir and has Trace and traces my competitive. Now, a smart person would think, it's got competitive now. Let's not go Overquill. Yeah, I'm going to U-turn into Overquill and give this a +2 special attack. So as soon as I saw this, um, I immediately deafened and cool and started, okay, I need to focus. I do believe, depending on the set, I would live this with my assault vest. But if this just uh, attacked me here, and then had, I don't think Vacuum Wave would have killed, but it could possibly. I would have been in a really bad spot. It ended up being some sort of Wish Protect set, so I'm just going to Poison Jab. I know I outspeed this because I sped crept it, and then sorry for the dog bark in the background, and then I can kill this. Crisis averted, but I thought that was funny that depending on what my opponent's click or what say was, I may have just lost the entire thing. Or if it was Scarf, if it just hit me twice, I think I just lost the entire game. It's going to go out to Shaman. It's going to Earth Power me. I am a Sulfur, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to KO back with the Gunk Shot. 2 ones down. We're going to have the Zeb Striker come in. I'm just going to go into Go-Go. I really doubted the immediate terror into Ice Hit. I felt like what was coming out was probably like a high horsepower or something, or even like an electric attack, since he knows my Kilowattrel is competitive and not Volt Absorb. So I'm going to go out onto my Go-Go on the high horsepower, absolutely tank that. And then here I was contemplating, do I Terra? What should I do here? I just opted to switch out into Klefki, predicting the Galarian Moltres, which I can now get the light screen and try and just completely wall this. Taking it down chip by chip with that Play Rough is going to reveal to be a Rest set, which has, I believe, Air Slash, Fiery Wrath, and Nasty Plot. We're going to unfortunately miss a Play Rough, but it is what it is. They're going to get a little extra chip, but I'm going to slowly take this down. They are going to choose to see, oh, I'm not doing anything with this Galarian Moltres. I could possibly set it up in the background. I just need to take rid of this Klefki. So they're going to go into their Frostmoth to try and Quiver Dance up on me. I'm just going to Thunder Wave into them, and they are going to get some unfortunate paras into this double para. I'm going to go onto my Scream Tail and take this opportunity to set up. They are going to Quiver Dance, but due to the para, I am still faster. I'm going to Calm Mind, and then they revealed Mirror Coat. I actually didn't know Frostmoth had got Mirror Coat, so that made me realize, okay, I need to set up even further. than what I currently am to kill this with a Fire Blast. So we ended up going a couple Calm Minds. They ended up getting paralyzed again, unfortunately. We're going to get to that. Ice Beam thankfully doesn't freeze, and then I can KO this with a Fire Blast. I'm now looking in a really good position. They're going to go in the Basket Legion. I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam and get the 2-hit KO on this Basket Legion, and then going to go Substriker. They're going to reveal that they are a like Jolly Scarf. They're not going to die to this, and I'm going to like to switch out into my Overcool to get the Intimidate drop, and then switch back out so that I don't just end up sacking a Mon. Go out into my Klefki, live these hits, and KO with a Play Rough. I'm then going to elect to switch out into my Kilowattrel. I'm aware whether they Nasty Plot or even get a crit with like Air Slash or Fiery Wrath, Kilowattrel will live. And then if it Nasty Plots, I'm still outspeeding and killing with T-Bolt. So I do feel slightly bad, but this is my very first 6-0 that I've done to someone. Because at the end, you can kind of see I was playing for the 6-0, especially with like Striker around for going into Overcourt and then Klefki and then hard Klefki into this. But unfortunately, that is the game. I think I played very well into this match if you ignore that very first part where I just wasn't paying attention. But let's say it was a law. Keep your Gardevoir in so I can just KO it with Poison Jab. Yeah, some interesting sets that my opponent brought. Um, I understand the Scar Substriker was probably not only for Kilowattrel, but other stuff on the team. I don't know if it was entirely necessary because Kilowattrel just does nothing to it, especially if it's that Terra Ice set. Maybe worrying about Hurricane Confusions. A Wish Protect Gardevoir. I think I've seen them bring this a couple times, or maybe once before. And I don't think that's a particularly good Gardevoir set. Frostmoth having Mirror Coat, I had no idea and could have been very scary for my team. I don't really know what set Basket Legion was. Uh, I didn't check. I doubt that's banded, but I don't know. Pretty normal Galarian Moltres set, but it's Galarian Moltres. There's only got a couple sets that you can run, and then Shaman. I think was pretty offensive for that Earth Power to do that much, and then to die to Gunk Shot. But yeah, that is the game. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you for week 9.